Hey all, welcome back to Homeschool, and I am with the top MCQs on a chapter Acids, Bases and Salts. So let us quickly go for the MCQs and discuss why the option is and why not the other options and etc. So here, along with solving the MCQs, I am going to give an idea about the concept which is coming around that particular MCQ. Okay, so that you can able to solve any MCQ that can be asked from that particular topic. So I am quickly going to the first question. You know what? I have done a lots of work in selecting these MCQs because I took the MCQs from every topic of the chapter. See, almost every main topic of the chapters is getting covered in the form of MCQs. Okay, so concentrate every question. And don't worry, its PDF format is provided, in the Telegram channel. So do join our Telegram channel where the link is provided in the description. First question, most of the oxides of metals when react with acids form four options. Option A, base. Option B, acid. Option C, salt. Option D, either one or two, they said. See, when oxides of metals, when react with acids, what do you get? You must be aware of the main reaction, right? See, whenever metal oxide reacts with acid, you will get salt plus water, isn't it? So these are the products you will get. Say for example, copper oxide is there. When it reacts with HCl, what do you get? CuCl2 plus hydrogen you will get, right? So this is how whenever metal oxides react with HCl, you will get salt and water. So salt you will get along with water. So what is the answer? Option A, do you get base? No. Option B, acid they mentioned. No. Do you get salt? Yes, you get salt. Option D, either 1 and 2. Okay, that's a wrong option. So here the correct option is option C, that is salt. Isn't it? So you are going to get salt when metal oxide reacts with acids. So in case of acids and bases chapter, all the reactions of acids and bases you must be aware of. So when acids react with metals, you get salt and hydrogen. When acids react with bases, you will get salt and water. When metal oxides react with acids, you will get salt and water. When acids react with metal carbonates and metal bicarbonates, what do you get? Salt, water, carbon dioxide gas, right? Say all these reactions you have to be aware of, because as MCQ, they would be asking like predict the product, like when this and this is mixed, what are the products you get, right? So they will not be asking you to write the chemical equations here, but about the concept they will ask you. So for MCQ type of questions, knowing a concept is very important. By-hearting will not help you here because you are not writing essay type of answers. By-hearting will never help you. Here you must definitely understand the entire concept of the chapter. Clear? Coming to the next question, I have put up very easy question, but still very, very important. Okay, seen in most of the books. Lime water is first option. What did they give you? Calcium oxide, right? So calcium oxide is called as quicklime. Remember, calcium oxide is called quicklime. And next option is calcium hydroxide. Yes, calcium hydroxide is called as lime water. So this is your correct option. And coming to the third option, calcium carbonate. You know, calcium carbonate is called limestone. We all know this, right? And calcium chloride. You know, calcium chloride is not having any special name. It is just called as calcium chloride only. See, calcium chloride has a very special property of absorbing moisture. Okay, whenever you want moisture to be absorbed in a particular instrument during a particular reaction, then calcium chloride is used. Okay, so what is your option? Lime water is definitely calcium hydroxide. That is option B is the answer here. Option B. And coming to the third question. What happens when a solution of an acid is mixed with a solution of a base in a test tube. Okay. So when a solution of acid mixed with a base, they said. Do you remember a reaction when acid reacts with a base? What do you get? You will get salt and water, isn't it? And you have a special name for this reaction. Can you be able to think of that special name? Neutralization reaction. It is called as neutralization reaction. Okay, and during neutralization reaction, heat will be liberated. Heat is liberated. That's why we say neutralization reactions are exothermic. We will call neutralization reactions are exothermic, isn't it? So why they are exothermic? Because heat energy is released, right? So this is the entire concept of neutralization reaction. Now we will select the options. What did they tell you? What happens when a solution of an acid is mixed with a solution of base in a test tube? Temperature of a solution decreases? No. Temperature of a solution increases? Yes, yes, yes. Because heat is liberated during neutralization reaction, that means temperature of the solution is increasing. That is correct. Second one is correct. Temperature of a solution remains the same? No. Salt formation takes place. Yes, big S for this, right? That means second sentence is correct. Fourth sentence is also correct, right? So which is the option you will select? Second sentence is correct. Fourth sentence is correct. That is option D. Right? Both 2 and 4, second sentence and fourth sentence, that is temperature of a solution increases and salt is formed during a neutralization reaction. That is when acid reacts with a base. Very, very famous concept from the chapter. Do remember this, guys. Neutralization reaction. Okay. So that is about our third question. And coming to the fourth question, see, actually this fourth question is based on the activity 2.9 in your textbook. Okay, activity 2.9. You know what? In this activity, we have prepared HCl gas. Okay, so how did we prepare HCl gas? When NaCl was added to H2SO4, we got Na2SO4 plus HCl. Okay, so this was the reaction. And HCl is formed in the form of a gas. And how do you test that it is HCl gas? You can hold a moist litmus paper. If you hold a moist litmus paper with this HCl gas, that if you hold a blue litmus paper, then blue will get converted into red. Okay, so that's how you will test the presence of HCl gas. So the whole activity is about this reaction. Okay, and the tube, HCl gas is produced in a particular test tube. And if any moisture is there in a tube, that moisture has to be absorbed by a chemical called calcium chloride. Okay, HCl you will pass in this test tube where you are checking the presence of HCl with litmus paper. Okay, if any moisture is there, that has to be absorbed by certain substance. For that, we have taken calcium chloride. Okay, so here calcium chloride work is to absorb any moisture that is produced during a reaction. Okay, fine. So this is about the entire activity. So now that you understood the activity, let us see the question. When hydrogen chloride gas is prepared on a humid day, say in a humid day, you will have lots of moisture in the atmosphere, right? The gas is usually passed through a guard tube containing calcium chloride. The role of calcium chloride taken in the guard tube is, okay, so whenever you conduct an experiment on some humid day, moisture will be too much in the environment. So even in the test tube, like, you would have certain amount of moisture. To absorb that, we will use calcium chloride. They are asking, what is the role of calcium chloride? So now can you answer the options here? What are the options given? Absorb the evolved gas? No. Moisten the gas? No. Absorb moisture from the gas? Yes, yes, right? So calcium chloride absorbs moisture. It absorbs moisture, remember. Okay, so option C is correct. Option C is correct. Clear everyone? So this question is based on that particular activity. See, they said that they'll be asking you the direct questions this year, but you have to concentrate every particular aspect, right? We don't know. They may ask you one or two, indirect questions or application point of view, right? Say you shouldn't miss the mark. That's the reason I included this question also for you. Clear? Let's go for the next question, that is fifth question. What is formed when zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide? You know, zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide. Zinc is a metal, isn't it? Sodium hydroxide is a base. So can you tell me, when metal reacts with a base, what do you get? You will get salt plus hydrogen gas, isn't it? And one more reaction. When metal reacts with acid, this is a very famous reaction, we get the same products. Okay, both reactions are important, try to remember. So here metal, zinc, base, NaOH, you get a salt. Which is the salt you will get? Na2ZnO2. It's a special kind of a salt you're getting along with hydrogen gas. Okay, so what is the name of this particular compound? This is called as sodium zincate. Sodium zincate, right? So this is what the reaction. So now you can select the options. First option, zinc hydroxide and sodium, are you getting? No. Second one, zinc, sodium zincate and hydrogen gas, are you getting? Definitely yes. So your answer is option B. Clear? Fine. Coming to the sixth question, very simple. Tomato is a natural source of which acid? Acetic acid. Where is acetic acid present? It's a vinegar. Source of acetic acid is vinegar. Citric acid. Where is citric acid present? In the citrus fruits like lemon, orange, grapes, etc. Right? And tartaric acid is found in tamarind. Oxalic acid is found in tomato. Okay, so option 4 is the correct answer. And in the NCERT acids basis chapter, you have a small table where they have given which acid is present in which source. Say, I think that table is quite important for MCQ point of view. Concentrate that particular table from the chapter. Coming to the seventh question. Which one of the given is incorrect, they said. So which is incorrect? Incorrect in the sense wrong. Which sentence is wrong? The wrong statement you have to select. Clear? First one, acids turn blue litmus paper red, and this is correct statement only. First statement, A statement is correct. Any acid will turn blue litmus paper red. Red litmus paper remains red only. B sentence, aqueous solution of acids conduct electricity. Yes, acid solution. Aqueous solution means what? Acid dissolving in water. Whenever acid goes into water, it gives ions, H plus ions. Wherever ions are there, electricity can be carried. So aqueous solution of acids conduct electricity, correct sentence only. Third one, acid react with certain metals to form hydrogen gas. Just now I discussed, whenever acid reacts with a metal, you get hydrogen gas, isn't it? Correct statement. Fourth one, none of this. They said none of this are correct. You know, that's all sentences are correct, right? So your option is none of this. What is your option? Option D is the correct answer. All statements are correct only. They are asking incorrect statement. Nothing is wrong, everything is correct. So your option, none of this. Okay, so very nice and tricky question actually. First you must know what do you mean by incorrect. Incorrect means they are asking to pick the wrong statement. Carefully you should read and pick which is correct and which is wrong. Clear? Coming to 8th question. Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. And this is the formula for what? This is the formula for washing soda. Yes or no? This is what we call washing soda. Option A is correct. Baking soda formula is what? NaHCO3 is called as baking soda. Bleaching powder is what? CaOCl2 is called bleaching powder. And tartaric acid formula, it's a organic acid. Okay, so it will have a very different formula. So definitely washing soda formula is Na2CO3.10H2O. Clear? Ninth question. Which one of the given is formed when sodium hydrogen carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid? It's a very famous reaction that you studied in a chapter, right? Say whenever, what did they ask you? Sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is NaHCO3, metal bicarbonate, when reacts with acid, what do you get? You will get salt, water and carbon dioxide. Which is the salt you are going to get here? NaCl plus water plus carbon dioxide. Yes or no? Again we studied how to test this carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas is tested by lime water test. Yes or no? When you pass it through calcium hydroxide, lime water turns milky. And when you pass excess carbon dioxide, that milkiness goes and you get a colorless solution because of the formation of calcium bicarbonate. Can you able to recall the concept when I am telling this? Right? You must able to recall because questions can be asked around the concept. So here what they asked, when sodium bicarbonate reacts with HCl, what do you get? Select the options. A, sodium chloride. Yes, you will get sodium chloride. B, carbon dioxide. Yes, you will get carbon dioxide. Water, you will get water. Fourth option, all of this. You will get all of this? Yes. Okay. So option D is the correct answer for this question. Clear? So it's also a very, very important concept you have to remember. Metal carbonates and bicarbonates, when react with acids, you will always get salt, water, carbon dioxide. Again, testing carbon dioxide with lime water test, that is also important concept only. Clear? Fine. Let me go for the next question. 10th question. Strong acid. They have given something about a strong acid. You should select the correct sentence. Strong acid completely gets ionized in water. Is it true? Yes. What do you mean by strong acid? So I have given a definitions for acid and base in my first video of the chapter, right? So what do you mean by strong acid? Strong acid is the one completely breaks into ions, isn't it? Say the process of breaking something into ions is called ionization. So what is the meaning of the word ionization? If when some substance is breaking into ions, then it is called ionization. So what is the first statement they said? A strong acid completely breaks or completely ionized in water. Yes, that is true statement only, right? So no need to think of, option A is 100% correct. Let me read out the next options also. B, partially gets ionized. No. Do not get ionized. No. All of this. No. So here option A correct. 11th question. Which of the given is used as an antacid? Sodium hydrocarbonate, that means NaHCO3. Yes, this is a base. See, what do you mean by antacid? It is the medicine that is used to treat the acidity, right? Say acidity problem you will get when there is excess acid in the stomach. To neutralize that excess acid, you must take some bases, okay, some medicine which has basic nature. They are called as antacids. So sodium bicarbonate, definitely it is a base. You can take it as antacid. Next one. Next option, calcium hydroxide. You know, calcium hydroxide is also a base. And magnesium hydroxide, MgOH twice, this is also a base. Okay, so all the three have basic nature, so all of them can be used as antacid, but among the three, the most antacids, contain magnesium hydroxides actually. Okay, you will have an aqueous solution of magnesium hydroxide. But since all the three are bases, they can be used as antacids. So what is the option here? All of this. All of this is the correct option. Coming to question number 12. Which of the following phenomena occurs when acid is mixed with water? Whenever acid is mixed with water, what is the phenomena that you will observe? We call this process as dilution. We call this process as dilution, isn't it? So, and when acid mixed with water, you will also observe a process, ionization. Just now we have discussed in this question, right? Say whenever acids goes into water, acids break down in the form of ions. So here ionization you will observe, as well as the process itself we will call it as dilution. So what do you observe? Neutralization? No. Dilution? Yes. Ionization? Yes. That means both B and C you will observe. So in which of the option you have B and C are correct? Option C. Option C is correct. Both B is correct, C is correct. When acid mixed with water, the process is called dilution. And what happens when acid goes into water? Ionization. So B and C are correct. That is in option C. Clear? Let me go for the 13th question. Due to excess passing of carbon dioxide through an aqueous solution of slaked lime, its milkiness fades because, see, they are asking something about lime water test. When you pass this carbon dioxide into lime water is calcium hydroxide. Initially, you will get calcium carbonate, right? Again, to this, when excess carbon dioxide is passed, what would happen? You will get NCaHCO3. This is the compound you will get. This is a compound, and this is milky. This is milky. The moment you pass carbon dioxide to lime water, you get milky. Milky precipitate is because the formation of calcium carbonate. So to this excess carbon dioxide, when you pass, you will get calcium bicarbonate. That is not milky. It's a colorless compound. Okay. Say now, this is what the concept. Select the options. Calcium carbonate is formed when excess carbon dioxide is passed through slaked lime. Okay, when limited amount of carbon dioxide when passed, milky precipitate calcium carbonate. When excess is passed to lime water, calcium bicarbonate you will get. So when excess is passed, calcium bicarbonate is produced, which is not at all milky. Okay, so option B is correct. Calcium bicarbonate is produced. Right? So the entire concept of lime water test is very, 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 very important. Fine. Let me go for the 14th question. Alkalis are, what do you mean by alkali? Its definition we have studied for 1 mark, right? Initially, alkalis are bases which are soluble in water. So what is the option you will select? A. Acid which are soluble in water? No. B. Acids which are insoluble in water? No. Bases which are insoluble in water? No. Fourth option, bases which are soluble in water? Yes. Okay. So alkali definition is important to remember. Coming to the 15th question. See guys, 15th question is very much conceptual. Which of the following statements is correct about the aqueous solution of acid and base? See here, you have aqueous solution of acid, right? And you have aqueous solution of base. And you know what? Acid, as the pH increases, the acidic nature decreases. Yes or no? What is the range of pH for acid? It is 0 to 6.9. It is below 7 only. What is the pH range for bases? It is from 7 to 14, isn't it? So in the pH scale, you have numbers 0 to 14, right? So as the pH increases, as the pH increases, the basic nature increases. So pH increases, which nature increases? Basic nature increases. So as you increases means what? Going from 0 to higher values. As you go to higher and higher and higher values, what will happen? Basic, the basis will get more stronger and stronger, right? Fine. And as the pH value decreases, what will happen? Acidic nature increases. Acidic nature increases, right? So always for a stronger acids, pH values are 1, 2, 3, around these values. So lesser the pH, stronger is the acid. So what I meant to tell you is lesser the pH value, stronger is acid, right? And more the pH value, stronger is base, and vice versa, right? Okay, so this is our concept. We have studied this in a chapter. Now let us see the sentences that they have given. Which of the following statements is correct? First statement, higher the pH, stronger is the acid. See, what is the first statement says? More the pH, stronger is the acid. No, this is wrong. Lesser the pH, right? Lesser the pH, stronger is the acid. But they are saying that more the pH, stronger is acid. No, that's a wrong statement. So, statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2. Higher the pH, weaker is the acid? Yes. See, lesser the pH, stronger means higher the pH, weaker is the acid. Definitely. Okay, this sentence, if I have to tell it in opposite way, this way I can tell. Yes, second statement is correct only. Third one, lower the pH, stronger is the base. No, always for a strong basis, the pH values must be very much high. If you have values around 13, 12 and 14, they are called as strong bases, isn't it? So the third statement is wrong. Coming to the fourth statement, lower the pH, weaker is the base. Yes, lower the pH, weaker is the base. So here, statement 2 is correct, statement 4 is correct, right? So now which is the option you will select? Option D, that is statement 2 and statement 4, both are correct. So these questions are very much tricky. You should carefully understand, carefully read the sentence and give the answer, right? So for that, you must definitely understand the concept. So very interesting, and I can say this is the question I like the most actually. Fine. 16th question. Nettle sting is a natural source of which acid? Again, acids and its sources. I told you to read the table in the textbook, right? So, methanoic acid or formic acid. Nettle sting contains methanoic acid or formic acid, which have a formula HCOOH. So, option 1 is correct. Where is lactic acid found? Milk. Where is citric acid found? Citrus fruits. Where is tartaric acid found? Tamarind. So, nettle sting contains methanoic acid. 17th question. Tooth enamel is made up of, we all know that tooth enamel is made up of calcium phosphate, Ca3PO4 twice, right? So calcium phosphate is the substance present in tooth enamel. Okay. 18th question. What is the pH range of our body? If I have to give a precise value, pH range of our body is 7.35 to 7.45. So pH range is always between this particular value. But this value is not there in option. So at that point of time, which is the option you will select? First option you see, 7 to 7.8. Second one, 7.2 to 8 they gave. No. 7.0 to 8.4. No. 7.2 to 8.4. No. So we'll go for the first option. This is the actual range, precise range. But anyway, this range will come in between 7.0 to 7.8. So we will go for option A. Okay? Fine. And let me go for 19th question. Rain is called acid rain when its pH falls below 5.6. Rainwater's pH, if it is below below 5.6, then we call that rain as acid rain, right? So this is very important. So what is the option you will select? Option C you will select. Fine. 20th question. Sodium hydroxide is a strong base. Sodium hydroxide is a strong base, no doubt in that. 21st question. An aqueous solution turns red litmus solution blue. Excess addition of which of the following solution would reverse the change? Understand the question properly. Aqueous solution turns red litmus blue. Okay, some solution is turning red litmus to blue. That means which one can turn red litmus to blue? It is always bases. Bases will turn red litmus to blue. Okay, so that means that aqueous solution is a base. So this is what your aqueous solution. No doubt in that. And they are asking excess addition of which of the following solution would reverse the change. Okay, reversing the change means which you have to add something to this base. You have to add something to this base. Say for example, some X substance you are adding to a base. So which substance on adding to a base, reversal happens. Reversal means blue litmus converts into red. Okay, which substance on adding to base, the solution converts blue litmus paper to red litmus paper. So which is the solution you will add? So you would add acid. When you add more and more acid to a base, then the solution becomes acidic, isn't it? When you add more and more acid to a base, the solution would become acidic. So when the solution becomes acidic, then definitely blue litmus paper gets converted into red. So which is the solution? Which is the substance that you have to add for the reversal? It is acid, right? So which is the option you will select? First one, baking powder is base. When you add baking powder to this base, more and more basic it becomes, then red converts into blue only, no change. And B, ammonium hydroxide is also a base. Lime is also a base. Okay, so hydrochloric acid is an acid. So when you add hydrochloric acid to this particular base, more and more amount, then the entire solution may become acidic. Then blue litmus paper would get converted into red. Okay, so what is the option you will select? Option D is the correct answer. This is also very much conceptual. 22nd question. When copper oxide and dilute hydrochloric acid reacts, color changes to copper oxide and dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay, basic oxide, metal oxide and acid. What do you get? Metal chloride, that is CuCl you will get along with HCl, right? So which is the color of CuCl? It is bluish green in color. We studied this reaction, isn't it? Bluish green in color. So option B you will select. 23rd question. Sodium hydroxide is used as antacid, cleansing agent, alkaline batteries, manufacturing of soap. See, sodium hydroxide is mainly used as manufacture of soap. Anyway, about the salts, the concept is deleted. So it is from the deleted portion. One of the question has included, but no worries. It's a simple question. Sodium hydroxide is used in the manufacture of soap. 24th question. Sodium hydroxide turns phenolphthalein solution to what color? You know, see guys, phenolphthalein is an indicator. Phenolphthalein is indicator, isn't it? And this indicator is actually colorless indicator. Colorless indicator. And when base is added to this indicator, you will observe pink color. Pink color. And when acid is added to this, you will observe colorless solution only. When acid is added, the solution phenolphthalein remains colorless only. But when base is added to phenolphthalein, the phenolphthalein will become pink color. That's how you will identify whether something is acid or a base, right? So what is the option here? Option A, that is pink. Sodium hydroxide is a base, right? So when it is added to phenolphthalein, you get pink color. Fine. Chemical formula of washing soda is, we know what is the chemical formula? Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. Hydrated salt it is. This is the chemical formula of washing soda. Next question. When acids dissolve in water, it releases what ions? See, try to understand, whenever acids dissolve in water, acids will break into H plus ions. Acids will give H plus ions. You know what? These H plus ions do not have individual identity. They won't stay as H plus ions. And these H plus ions later would combine with H2O, and you will see them as staying in the form of H3O plus ion. Okay, so when acids initially dissolve in water, what ions it will give? H plus ions only. That's what they asked you, no? When acid dissolve in water, it releases which ions? It releases H plus ions. Okay, so here you will have a confusion between option 1 and option 3. Option 1 is H plus, option 3 is H3O plus. Initially, it releases H plus ions. After some time, H plus ions cannot stay as single. I mean, it doesn't have individual identity. So it combines with H2O and you will get it as hydronium ion, H3O plus. But initially, acids releases ions in the form of H plus only. So your option has to be A, not C. Okay, A option is correct. If you have marked for C, then it is wrong. Okay, be careful here. 27th question. When sodium hydroxide reacts with zinc, it produces, see, we have already discussed this question. You will get sodium, zincate and hydrogen, isn't it? So you can go for option C. So once again repeated question, not an issue. 28th, last question. You are given 3 unknown solution with the pH value 6, 8 and 9.5 respectively. Okay, say you have a solution 1, you have a solution 2 and you have a solution 3. So solution 1 is having a pH 6, solution 2 has a pH value 8 and solution 3 has a pH value 9.5. Which solution will contain maximum OH minus ions? Say OH minus ions. Where do you find OH minus ions? You will find them in base. I mean, they are asking which of them is more basic. Higher the pH value, more is the basic nature. No, more basic means more OH minus ions you will find in a solution. Right? So what is your option? It is sample 3, the third solution. So what is the option you will select? Option A, solution sample 1? No. Option B, solution sample 2? No. Option 3, solution sample 3? Yes. Yes. The sample 3's pH is 9.5. No. More the pH, more is the OH minus ions present. Lesser the pH, more is the H plus ions present. When you have more H plus ions, less pH. When you have more OH minus ions, you know, pH value will be more. Clear? So about the pH is a really very important thing to study and remember. Clear? Say, I can say from acids, bases and salts, the most important thing is about the reactions. What products you get, how do you test them, and the other aspect is about the pH. So these are the 2 things you have to concentrate most from the chapter. So with this, I am ending this chapter. In my next video, I will come up with the next chapter, that is metals and non-metals. Okay, so hope these MCQs have given you enough benefit for you, or hope this has given enough confidence for you, right? So practice more and more MCQs so that you will become perfect with the chapters or subject. All the best and good luck.